Someone once asked me if I've ever been in love. I felt revulsion, suffocation, and sometimes even attraction. But never love.
Babe, you're too controlling. I'ma feed you to the wolves when you get nasty back at me. But baby.
So I'm 28 and I've never been in a relationship. In fact, I've never even kissed a boy, and I haven't been on a date in 5 years. I know what you're thinking. What the flip is wrong with her? But this was entirely my decision.
Life goes on and 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 on. On and 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 on. On and 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 on.
So why am I unable to go on a single stupid date, you ask? Why have I been stuck in this cat lady limbo, unable to move on with my life? I lost trust in people. You see, the way I date is not through Hinge. I don't go to bars and I don't have meet cutes. I have matchmakers. As an Orthodox Jew, I rely on other people to set me up on blind dates with guys they think would work for me. And often, when they ask me what type of guy I'm looking for, this is what I usually hear.
A guy like that, but I don't really think he exists. Maybe don't tell people right away that you're a YouTuber. That might scare them off. Dude, I just want a guy who's ambitious, respects himself and other people, and likes to eat salad. But apparently, that's too much to ask for. Even though everything that I value in other people, I value in myself as well. Especially the salad.
I didn't have the confidence to stand up to these matchmakers when I first started dating, and so I crushed myself into little pieces and went on terrible date after terrible date with people who were completely wrong for me until the hurt was too much to handle, and I stopped believing that I would ever find who I was looking for.
Hi, Batsheva, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you lately. So basically, I met this guy recently, and he's super cute and single, and I just thought that he might be perfect for you. I know it's kind of awkward to go out like that, on a blind date, but, you really just got to put yourself out there. So if you're interested, please let me know, and I'm happy to give you more details.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. It couldn't have been that bad, these dates.
To be honest, I've only ever been on 12 dates. They were really bad. There was one guy at home, this sushi creep. Basically, he took me to the Empire State Building, and we're getting into the security guard thing, and he gets coffee and he puts it on a thing to go through. And then he just walks away, and the security guard's yo, you left your coffee cup here. And he's but I don't want it anymore. And the security guard's looking at him are you for real? And I had to apologize to the security guard and oh my god, take his cup and hand it to him. And he didn't understand. Oh my god. And then there was the guy who told me that my breathing was offensive. Where do you even find people like this?
All of these experiences, it just makes you lose all trust in yourself. It makes you afraid to go out with anybody unless you make the wrong choice. It leaves you all alone, unable to date at all. For a while, I was okay with that. I thought I'd be the cool aunt, the one who travels all over the world and doesn't need no man and all that jazz. I gave myself the space to imagine myself in this life, and for a while I felt free. But then Thomas Brody Sangster happened in The Artful Dodger, and my heart fluttered a little as I watched the mischief in his eyes. What would it be like to travel the world alongside someone with mischief in his eyes? Have witty conversations in coffee shops about Baroque influences and Billie Eilish music, or walk down cobbled lanes, our fingers intertwined? My numb heart suddenly twinged with jealousy. I wanted to find out what I was missing. But how many more years of excruciating dates would I have to go on to find this guy in my head or someone like him? What if I was doomed to search and search, but never find him at all?
Nobody wants to be alone, you know what I'm saying? And nobody actually believes that they'll end up alone. If I continue to go down the path that I've been going down, refusing
to go on dates, refusing to be set up, refusing to be creative with maybe like possibilities of ways that I can make dating work for me, that I very much believe that I could end up alone, because not dating is very comfortable and it's almost too comfortable. I had dug myself the coziest of ruts, and frankly, I had no idea how to get out of it. I needed help from an expert, someone who had repeatedly offered himself up to the maniacal tortures of the dating world and emerged with his will to live intact. I needed help from my friend, Ryan Chang.
Did you bring shoes?
I bought them yesterday.
Singing low while I pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot.
Can't juggle, sorry.
Today,
you tried something new. You tried tennis.
Yeah, I did.
I think that's really cool. How do you feel it's different that you wanted to like step into tennis today versus stepping into dating?
I guess like trying this felt safe in a way that like dating doesn't.
I think for dating, what kind of chokes a lot of people up is that you kind of have to like subject yourself to vulnerability, right? Like you have to subject yourself to like rejection. That's scary.
I think that's actually one of the problems. Like I'm so afraid of just like being vulnerable in a way and then just like getting hurt again, because I've been hurt in the past just by like horrible dates or just horrible like matchmaking situations. And I think that's like one of the things like stopping me from like going forward.
If dating and like putting yourself out there is going to be like a resolution of yours, how do you think you're going to do it differently this year than in the previous years?
I don't necessarily need to go with a matchmaker, but singles events are fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. And if I go in with the idea just to have fun and to have no expectations, I think I'll actually be able to like do something about my dating life as opposed to just like being a celibate hermit for like 5 years. I mean, I'll be celibate anyway, but just like even more celibate than I already am.
There's multiple ways to get to the final destination. It's not always like the path that you expect, but hey, like when you get there, you get there.
Thank you, senpai. Have fun with the racket.
This is a Wilson Blade Pro. Wilson, please sponsor me. I've been using rackets for 12 years.
I do not even know what these things are.
But how do I make something fun that has always been excruciating? Why does the thought of going on an actual date twist my stomach into knots? Why am I this resistant? Well, the first thought that comes to mind is, what if I mess up? What if I invest so much energy into a potential relationship and it falls apart in my hands? I am just too tired for more heartbreak. And what if no one wants to date me because I'm not financially stable yet? The kinds of guys I want to date are ambitious, intelligent, and driven. What's going to happen when I tell them that I haven't found a job yet? Or that my YouTube channel has 41 subscribers? What if they say no? What if I'm just too different to ever find a guy who'd understand me? The more I thought, the more I realized that my own mind kept getting in my way. Every time I found a glimmer of hope, my own self-esteem would quickly squash it down. If this is how I value myself, how can I expect others to value me any better? What was I going to do about that? Perhaps I can't control where my story takes me, but I can control the thoughts in my head. If I mess up, I'll work to fix it. I'll find a guy who wants to fix things with me, who's not afraid of a challenge. And a flimsy thing like money does not define who I am. It's my integrity, my drive, my resilience that determine who I am. And I am not different. I am unique. I am a work of art that stands out exactly because I don't think like everybody else. And Mr. Whoever you are, you'll be a work of art too. Someone once asked me if I've ever been in love. The truth is, I haven't yet. But I'd like to be. And I know someday I will. When the time is right.
What about this self-confident girl? Guess you really need to be with her.
My name is Timothy Lawrence. I give consent to be in this video.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I do film stuff, so I know.
All right.
I'll always, yeah.
Have a good day.